세릭 차시도가 세던 리듬 세도가 세던 리듬 세도가 디 군조베스 거랑시 자 다 텐데베 세던 리듬디 시스도 단단하고 뭐지 두고요 말았어
Now the seven reason clear light and knowing and clear light is the conventional nature of the mind. But we right now we are not able to identify them. We are not able to recognize them. We are not able to perceive them as a conventional nature of the mind. The clear light and knowing is not.
다 텐데베스 군조베스 비랑 시티 뭐서 말아야 공지전이야 뭐서 그렇지 찾아 그랬어.
So it can be recognized. You will be able to recognize or identify the clear light of the mind or knowing nature of the mind through the practice of meditation.
다 단단하도 군조베스 비랑 시티 뭐 방송에 겐게 그거를 세워지 말래. 겐게 나중에 템바디 아니 시라만 뭐냐 도움도 왔어. 냐모도 왔어. 군조베스 비랑 시티도 와. 내 군조베스 비랑 시티도 뭐 송도 좀 아무 system 참고 뭐 송고 그랬어.
Geshe last thing that once you are able to identify the conventional nature of the mind,
아니 가서 군조베랑시 셈죠. 군조베랑시 셈디 단도 무슨 투요 말이지. 진짜 무슨 모두에 깽기 아주 레벨이나 뭐냐 투요 말이지. 걔디 되는 여성 투고 얘나 하나 다당 무슨 내가 레벨이나 나야 뭐 그랬어. 잠바세르세르 다냐야 뭐
we are not right now we are not able to identify the conventional nature of the mind. Because of that shortcoming, we are not able to store, we are not able to keep so many things in our head. In other words, we forget so many things that we learn, we read, we see. If once we are able to identify the conventional nature of the mind, then we won't forget things. We will be able to store so many things in our mind and we will never forget them.
단단하도 지냐고도 나나도 지지 레벨은 뭐 냐고도 로중지 가리는 로중도다 아마다 제리 시베는 지냐게 좋았어. 얘네 냐게 요래도 얘네 앞에 가서 그 체험을 냐토면 좋았어. 차만 냐토면 좋았어.
Right now we are not able to, whatever we study, whatever we listen, or whatever we try, even though we try our best to keep things in our mind, and save it or store them, but we are not able to keep everything that we store in. We forget most of the things that we put in. We forget.
이 가르치잖아. 쌤 처음부터 된다는 거죠. 뭐이 쌤 처음부터 내가 제마도 얘기했어.
It is because the main reason is because it happens. The main reason because it happens is that we are not able to identify the more subtle level of our mind. We are just using or employing only the grosser form of our mind. Grosser form of our mind. More you are able to employ the subtle form of mind, more you will be able to store things in your head forever. You will never forget whatever you store in your mind. This one example that he is going to give. For example, the people who play the sport, let's say the people who do the jumping, they have the ability or capacity have kind of limitation. They can jump from here to certain stage, but in other words, what he's saying is their ability is not unlimited. Their ability is limited. They can't jump as much as they want. It's limited. Maybe the most he can jump the 10 feet or 10 miles.
다른 데가 이제 보면 봤어.
And you can't jump more than that.
그래서 그 땡이 타면 배하는 게 있어야 돼.
Because body is not something that can be extended, that can be developed unlimited. The body cannot be developed unlimited. The development of the body is very limited. It's already kind of determined the level of its development. But mind is not the case that way. It can, in other words, it can be developed limitlessly.
샘생의 뒤 그러가 즉 공리시사데 샘생의 뒤 처모지가 배주 단계 얘는 탐해봐 줘야 샘 처모지 배주 단계 탐해봐 줘야
The mind, in the case of mind, is different. Is opposite. It can be cultivated. It can be developed limitlessly. Infinitely beyond its limit. It's kind of limitless. Its capacity. He's talking about capacity of the mind. Ability of the mind can be developed limitlessly.
배낭아도 충분히 단답하다 상담당에 앞에 시바시라를 치르지면 되겠어.
If you think that your mind or brain intelligence starting from your childhood and you compare it the mind or brain that you have today, you will find that it's completely different. It's completely you will find your brain has developed too much, has collected so much information, has managed to study so many things.
다행이야 시바라파들 배주시대 기행기 다 체를 되기도 왔어. 샘라파들 배주시대 기행기 충분히 단답하다 친구보다 좋다래 돼 얘네야 다른 시바라파들 배주시대 기행기 탄력으로 도움이 왔어.
But still, our brain or understanding or mind is not able to develop limitlessly because we have been not able to use the subtle form of mind. We have been using or employing the more grosser form of mind. That's why it's kind of you might find yourself it's kind of limited progress that you have made.
사실 처모들은 배주지기는 단단히 하는 거겠어.
So if you employ if you are able to employ your subtle mind, subtle form of mind, then it can be developed limitlessly, infinitely.
근데 얘도 샘 처모디 군조 베슨기랑시디 군조 베슨기랑시디 샘 처모도 외세와 있어. 는 외세를 베슨기랑시디 는 무진시야 엄지다 보고です.
So in order to be able to identify or discover the clear light of the mind, you have to practice meditation. One form of meditation that can help you discover the clear light of the mind.
단단 나주가 나로 가르였으나 다 텐데도 군조 베슨기랑시디 샘 처모도 봐. 제멜레바 마시고 샘 처모도 봐. 제멜레바 마시고 베슨기랑시도 봐. 디 단단 나주 문송마도 가스나 코는 남도 없을까셔야 됐어. 남도
the clear light, the mind, the clear light, the conventional nature of the mind, which is the clear light of the mind, is right now we are not able to discover it. Right now we are not able to identify it. That's the mind which is free from stainless mind. Stainless mind. But right now we are not able to discover it because it's being kind of stained by afflicting emotion, negative emotion. That's why we are not able to discover it right now. It's kind of like a coat from all over the side, and it's kind of coat completely by afflicting emotion, by thoughts, by afflicting emotion, I should say.
나는 분배 나로야 마음이 같이 받았어. 분배 나로로 많이 주고 요나 얘네 마음이 나로 여지 요래스. 여전히 치료도 동시에 잠깐에 왜 대시 개대 배치도 못 봤어.
It's almost same as you have a small lamp, the lamp, the light candle in a vessel, in a pot, So even though there is a light inside the pot, the vessel, the light cannot reflect outside. You can't see the light, because it's been caught. It's inside the pot. So that's why since since the light cannot reflect outside, you can use the light of the candle that you have inside to see the outside things.
그래서 동시에 주의 남도 들었어.
So the
남도
port,
상해만도 쉬워져서
the port, the cover, the port symbolizes the affect emotion.
뒤에 나로 왜 주디 아니 공조됐은 줄 아시 참을 들었어.
And the light that you have in the port, in the vessel, symbolizes the clear light of the mind.
다 이제 당 하나도 몸을 지켜야 되는 쇼게도 소리야 지 공다 칼람 50원 와서시 아니 쇼게를 봐 담아요 그치 뭐 들으실 거는 공통은 야고요스.
So when you practice meditation, it's good if you eat less at the night, at the evening. You eat less dinner, and then practice meditation in the morning, early morning, because that's the time that your mind is the most clear.
안 공 가르치 잡아야는 도스야나 그래서 내가 그런가 도스야 쇼게를 봐 담아치 심 양복 심 기부 양복 충분히 갖다 보면 그랬어.
You do meditate, you do practice meditation when you find your mind is in peace, your mind is happy, your mind is active, your mind is energetic, your mind is clear, alert, then you do meditation.
야 랑도 선반에 야 베슬레야 도스도 봐 알레주는 고마 잡거나 야야 텐테 마마 텐테 수든 전에 남도 도스케지 코르준 도스데베는 테크도 양 공통 말이지.
When you wake up in the morning, if you find your mind is agitated, your mind is distracted, it's kind of scattering or wandering everywhere, then it's not the right time for you to meditate. You can't meditate at that time.
전쟁의 남도라고 봐시비체. 매배 갑자기 sembl을 지가 갔더니 공도에는 안에서 공부를 하는 안
So that's why it's very important. Each time you meditate, you look at your mind, and when you find your mind is in ease, in the peace, calm, and alert, active, then you sit down and meditate every time. That's how you start meditation.
아니 노스야 대단도 해보지 봤대. 당연히 두두시라면 되잖아. 대단도 그냥 하고 오는 거 공부한테 그걸 와다. 아니 저는 공부야 남주 대단도 해보지 때. 아니 냠샤시는 데도 냠샤시. 아니 냠샤시 때도 보면 그냥 수술 같은 데서 찍이지. 한 데서 찍이는 가르치는고 개발하고 보시다 상도치스.
When you sit down and meditate, you can have different postures. We talk about different postures, but he's saying I don't have to talk much about the postures because you've been doing practice meditation for a long time, and I believe that you already know about the postures of meditation. But there's the few major postures such as posture of meditative equipoise. And also you can if you can't do it, you can go like this or go like that. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. You can go. The main thing is that you keep the back spine straight. That's the one. These are the main one of the most important posture.
아니 수수수수 생각도 없다. 수수생도 없다도 상관에 아니 시 마음배기 당에 단데 마음배 차시들이 되고 삼남도도 지 바가. 다양한 시 중차별 남도들 여러. 중차보다 나 지지 중차별 남도도 지가 마음배기 저하게 남도죠. 대도 파시가 근데 대도이가 마음보다 더 남도를 보도 바까 그러나 내가 러시아를 가야 되는 생고란도 되게 좋다요. 남도 바까 직다요.
So once you have correct your posture, you sit down and start meditation, you start looking at your mind, and then you stop your mind wandering about the past. You try your best to stop your mind from wandering in the past, thinking about what you did, what you have done, good things that you have done, bad things you have done. You don't want to let your mind wander in the past, and also you don't want to let your mind wander in the future. In the future, thinking, I will do this, I will do that. In the future, forming this. So you stop your mind wandering in the future and in the past, and then you stop. In other words, you stop all this. You stop all the conceptual thoughts. You try your best to prevent all the conceptual thoughts from arising, and then you try to focus your mind. Focus on your mind. You start looking at your mind.
뒤에도 아니 남도도 파지가 아니 쌤도 중부로 제 남도가 아니도 쌤도 다 아니 쌤나는 당사실래요.
If you are able to prevent all the conceptual thoughts from arising, and then start looking at your mind, then gradually you will be able to see kind of clarity within your mind, kind of alertness within your mind.
anti yane imata bara se shogera tune masi beche da paraji ne sem kurangi tangje de moshin geres sem
so if you keep practicing meditation in such a way, then gradually you will be able to see more and more alerted mind and clear mind.
shogera le de rechevene di nimarele pechen semnanya ni di yungres di shogera de komte ba yena di nibu nimata kana ne semne de cheshe se dra shi
If you practice such meditation in such a way every morning, even once a day in the morning, then it will have very positive effect for the rest of the day, such as having a very clear mind, clear memory of the thing that you do or you have done. In other words, it will improve your memory and and mindfulness.
semmu 되게라고 당시 탕체 되게라고 역 되게라고 근데 지나야 그 팬도 말했어.
So when you find yourself when you find that your mind is clouded, is and clouded and a kind of sinking mind, and laxity, find yourself in the state of laxity, then that's not the right time for you to meditate.
데레지 곰나 저한테 니마 가시서 곰도 하고 그랬어. 곰 데레지 뒤에 전 알sem비 군도 베sem비 장시디 갈릭거리지 당자지 거나 장시디 노안을 내 그랬어.
If you meditate in such a way for a while, you will find some progress in seeing the clarity of the mind, in the alertness of the mind and clarity of the mind.
다 텐데베스는 장시 띵을 송사서는 텐데베스는 장시 대이는 취미 때문에 지금
Once you are able to identify the conventional nature of the mind, then you will start discovering the ultimate nature of the mind. Once you are able to discover the conventional nature of the mind, which is the clarity, clear light, and then you will start discovering the ultimate nature of the mind, which is emptiness, empty nature of the mind. Then in order to understand the ultimate nature of the mind, you have to have understanding of the emptiness. If you are able to develop the understanding of emptiness, then you can relate that understanding to the emptiness of the mind, to understand the emptiness of the mind. If you are able to develop the understanding of the emptiness in general, then you can relate that understanding to understand the emptiness of the mind.
I'm telling you, I'm saying Once you are able to discover the ultimate nature of the mind, then you will be able to achieve what they call serenity. Serenity, the serenity or single-pointed mind. They call it serenity is the best word, most pacified mind. And then you can also develop the special insight, which is it's the meditation, the union of the special insight and serenity that can be cultivated once you are able to discover the ultimate nature of the mind. Once you are able to discover the ultimate nature of the mind, and that understanding needs to be cultivated by the practice of the practice of the meditation known as union of the special insight and serenity. You develop that understanding of the ultimate nature of the mind through the practice of the meditation, which is the meditation involves the meditation that involves the practice of serenity, cultivation of serenity, and the special insight. So then, once you are able to practice that form of meditation, then that means you are able to see what they call path of seeing. You have reached the path known as path of seeing.
path of seeing what? Seeing the emptiness, or realizing the emptiness.
다 된대로 통랑지 통랑디가 통랑지 안 원하다 통랑 틀리는데 그게 대바시는 람dense
Once you are able to achieve the path known as path of seeing, then you practice meditation continuously on that realization, and then you will achieve the path, the highest form of path known as path of no more learning, and it's like you're almost enlightened.
아 통랑도 공부하다 람데 텔라 때네 아니 생게 되게 정말 용모도 세도도 정말 고대해서 도와서.
So what that means, once you have achieved the path known as path of seeing, and the path known as path of no more learning, then that means you have the cultures of God in your thought.
텔레 통랑도 공부하다 생게 되게 정말 세도.
Yeah. So then it means that you are able to purify the stains of the mind, all the stains of the mind, and able to eliminate all the afflicting emotions from your mind.
고대도 통도 좀 다 동에 아니 장다쳐 그랬어.
Once you have achieved the cessation of the suffering, that means you have eliminated all forms of pain and suffering.
다 텔레신지 아니 참바다 인지 타고 차들이 그랬어.
대신지.
고다기 전에다가 구조를 선제 장식을 공개한 시스템 랑데 제주로 줘. 심지어는 참바다 인지다. 그래서 저도 빠지 주냐는 좀 그랬어.
I think in order to have success in practicing in order to have success in discovering the conventional and ultimate nature of the mind, you have to also practice the method aspect, which is love and compassion, and also practice known as sixth perfection. So these are sixth perfection, mainly the love and compassion. These are known as the method aspect that can help you discover the conventional and ultimate nature of the mind. So this is kind of basic foundation for this teaching. Once you have achieved the conventional and ultimate, once you have discovered conventional and ultimate nature of the mind, that means you have become enlightened or Buddha. So we all are enlightened. So I think Geshe wants to stop here. I think if you have a question, and then we can have some discussion.
I'd like to know how he felt when he came out of the cave after 9 years.
He found that he hasn't had much changes in his mind. But he is able to, identify or recognize that all forms of happiness or source of happiness that we have or we collect in our life in the world, he is able to discover and recognize them as a pervasive suffering. This is the understanding, pervasive suffering. This is kind of realization, small realization.
Pervasive suffering.
Yeah. It's the basis of suffering. Source, in other words, not the source of happiness, but source of pain and suffering. For which we understand or we think source of happiness, all the beauties and glories of the world, name, fame, position, wealth, property, all these things. But we believe, we think that they are source of happiness. But for him, he developed kind of understanding that they are not the source of happiness, but the source of suffering.
I'm in real trouble. I love samsara.
I love samsara.
Okay.
Once reach the path of no more learning. And that allows you to eliminate all of the negative emotions. Those negative emotions would be then, say, where would the store consciousness be in terms of that clear mind? Because your karma is still there. What you've done, the store consciousness is still there, but you reach the path of no more learning. So how do you deal with the karma that will arise anyway?
Even though you have reached the no more learning, but you still have karma.
Yeah, right? The store consciousness is what you've done maybe for 1,000 lives.
The store karma.
Yeah.
Actually, all these the stores of consciousness or karma, negative karma, they all are already purified before you achieve the path of seeing. Some of them are purified or eliminated when you are on the path of seeing, the path known as path of seeing, and the rest of the affecting emotion or karma or imprints of the karma or emotion are also eliminated. And once when you are on the path of no more learning, that's why it is considered just known as no more learning, because there is nothing more to learn. You have already learned everything, and at the same time you have eliminated everything. That means you have eliminated all the negative karmas. Otherwise, you can't reach there. Any more questions?
Earlier, you talked about three kinds of karma. There was a karma as a result of wholesome action. Then there was unwholesome, and then there was a third, which I've never heard.
Unshakable.
Yeah. Can you explain more about unshakable?
The third form of karma is known as, I don't have the exact word, we call miyo, that means unshakable in English, unshakable. Why they call unshakable? In general, we talk about wholesome action, unwholesome action. The wholesome action that leads you to happiness, unwholesome action that leads you to pain and suffering. But unshakable karma is the karma that helps you, that will help you attain rebirth in the higher state of existence. That will help you rebirth in higher state of existence, such as formed realm and formless realm. It's called unshakable because once you have collected the unshakable karma, then it's determined. It's for sure that you will rebirth in the highest state of existence, such as all formless realm. The other karma, they are not unshakable because they can be changed. They can be transformed through certain other karma. By the force of other karma. But once you have committed or collected unshakable karma, the result of that unshakable karma is determined. It's determined in the sense that you will have rebirth in higher state of existence, such as form and formless realm.
And what then kind of actions would result in this unshakable?
Okay, karma, okay. So, you will be able to collect unshakable karma if you are able to achieve the single body meditation. It is the karma collected through the, as I mentioned earlier before, it is the karma that you collect through the practice of meditation, mainly the practice of the single body meditation, samadhi. And then once you have, through such single body meditation practice, you will be able to collect the unshackled karma. That will, for sure, help you rebirth, give you rebirth in the higher state of existence. That karma cannot be changed by any other, by the force of any other karma, or direct you towards some other direction. That's what they call unshakable karma. At the very next life, you will have that result. That's what they call unshakable. It's not obstructed or prevented by any other form of karma.
Thank you.
Is it clear to you?
Yeah, it was just the first time. It's the first time I've heard of
We did talk about it one few.
it.
Well, he doesn't. Our minds,
You remember last time we talked about
Yeah, polluted.
it? Any more questions?
맨날 시작했다. 주제가 있어.
More question?
I have 1,000.
So, yeah, we've got a lot of questions.
Yeah, if you have questions, let me know.
Too much.
Maybe he's tired now.
It's tired? Okay, maybe time is up. It's 2 o'clock. Maybe time is up. We can stop here now. Thank you very much, and see you next time. That's a dedication.